Peace, 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 peace. Yeah. And the now of the one, I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for being. I took a break yesterday, so I didn't stream at all. And yet we are in a time where it feels like when you miss a day, you missed an eternity almost. And that's with everything that we do, I feel like now. It's like time is so fluid and flexible and slowing down and speeding up and all that type of energy that we're feeling from time, that it seems like when you don't do something that you usually do within your cycle, that you like missed forever. So it's like, it's a weird feeling. But I definitely needed a break from streaming and, meditating and going within. And I do that regardless, but to not have to broadcast my energy to reality in the ways that I usually do, which was good revitalization type of energy for me. Yeah, so, I gathered some things throughout a couple of experiences that I had yesterday that were very interesting. I don't really take into consideration the extent to which people are attached to this particular incarnation, right? As someone who has remembered themselves beyond this particular reality, who has embodied the light, the Christ, all that good stuff, that version of myself that looks in on this reality, I don't really take into consideration how real this is for some people, right? How real this is for some people. It's real. It's real for people. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I say that reality is an illusion, what I mean by that is the way that reality is showing up for us is an illusion. The energy in which reality is made of is very much so real, right? But the forms that reality takes is illusory, okay? And people are highly attached to this particular realm. And I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and we were speaking, and she's spiritual. We had a cat named MoonManT. It's cute. Thank you for the gifts. I'll lead to God. I appreciate you in the now, the one. Thank you for existing and being. I love, honor, and appreciate you as if you were me because you are me. New lectures up on YouTube right now. Lectures from the other day. I am behind, so I'm going to be catching up with the other lectures that I'm supposed to put up on YouTube. But we have a few lectures up now that you can go watch and rewatch on YouTube. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, a dear friend of mine. She's very spiritual as well, very tapped in artist. But as I'm speaking to her, since I'm very much so grounded in the now, and there's not much trauma within my org field that has to do with the things that I've experienced in the past and things like that, or for the most part, that maybe some people could catch up on some things that catch things within me that might be from past experiences. But for the most part, I'm grounded in the now and grounded in my knowing. So I'm aware when people are going through traumatic experiences and then expressing it to me when they speak to me, right? So we may be having just regular conversations of what I would regard as a regular conversation. And then, the trauma starts to creep in, we'll be talking, and they'll come and they'll say, well, this, man, and then this, and this. And I'm like, oh, I'm just observing it. But then I observe myself observing, and I can see the trauma pouring out of them. And it's as if they were waiting for me to be in their presence so that they can actually release this. Some people release it, heal it, and then transmute it, but some people are on a never-ending search for others so that they can release this energy, and they're not doing enough inner work within themselves to be able to transmute it to a point where it's not rearing its head in regular conversation, right? So if you stay quiet long enough and observe people and allow them to speak, their trauma is going to come up to the surface eventually. Like, it's just the nature of things. But again, like I said, people are very much so addicted to this particular realm, and I get it because, man, those senses, man, it's those senses. I'm telling you, it's the senses that lock us in, that make us feel like this is it. That's why you really have to feel beyond as much as you can, and also looking and looking back at your particular life, looking back at your incarnation, observing it, observing the traumas, observing the things that made you feel away, observing where you might blame your mom, or you might blame your brother, or you might blame this person or that person for particular ways of being that you express. Like, it's important to do that. Thank you so much, Ali. I appreciate you and love you. It's important to do that. You guys like the live, at least share the live, give gifts if you feel called to, but at least like and share the live, do the free stuff. They are manipulating my senses, and there's nothing I can do about it. Who is they is manipulating your senses? Your senses are manipulating you regardless of anything outside of you that you're perceiving with your senses. Let me say that again. Your senses are manipulating you already. You're already being manipulated by your own senses. So anything outside of you is secondary. Right? So again, we have to end blame, okay? Because as soon as you uncover the fact that your senses aren't telling you the truth about reality, whatever seems to show up within reality is secondary, right? Make sense? Yo, bro. Whatever seems to show up outside in reality is already. See, look, this is the problem: is that your senses are projecting your mind outwardly, right? Yeah, your senses are projecting your mind outwardly. Okay, so everything out there is your mind. Cool. Now, once you go out into the world and you're experiencing the world, you have to keep that perception, or you'll keep thinking they. When I say they, I always follow it up with other versions of ourselves. They, other versions of ourselves. They, no victims, no victimizers. No victims, no victimizers. Other versions of ourselves. Okay? Your senses are already lying to you. They're already trying to keep you wrapped up in it. Okay? Right? So what we call the matrix, this particular, and it's all amazing. It's all amazing. All of it. Even the being confused in it. Even while you're feeling like you're being manipulated and controlled, even your job, all of it, if you can see it from that point of view, from the skybox, and you're watching the game, like you're watching the Giants versus the fucking I don't care who. If you could look at it that way, you'll be like, oh shit, this is fire. This is actually fire, although I'm enthralled in it. The fact that you're enthralled in it, the fact that you actually have a stake in the game makes you feel like you can't view the game from a higher vantage point. That's the only reason why. Because you're in it, right? Yeah. Now, if you were watching Netflix and you was just watching Netflix, you can choose the character you like and, oh, I like this is fun, then just turn it off and then keep it moving. But since you're in the Netflix special, yeah, your own Netflix special, you're the star. Yeah, you don't remember though. Since you're enthralled in it and you think that it's real, you're at the whim of it, and yet you're the creator of it. It's easier to watch the movie while you're watching it on your iPad, and oh, I like that character. I hope he wins. Huh, he looks good. Oh, I fucking hate that girl. She just fucking look at her. Blah, 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 blah. You don't have a character in it, so there's nothing. See, since you have a character in it, and people can look at you in your movie and do this, and you're enthralled in it, right? But this is why I tell you to step out of the character for a bit. Hmm? This is why I tell you to step out of the character for a while, the name, the hair, the you think you are, yeah, the you think you are, which keeps you locked into this particular reality, the you that people see you as when you were 10, 15, 20, 25, whatever. They see you as that character, as that story, the way you displayed yourself in any given moment. They think that's who you are, but you are beyond that. You are the soul, yeah? You are the God being, yeah? You're the consciousness that pervades everything that exists, okay? And I love you just for being, because you are the one. Here we go. The story keeps you locked into this reality, the story that people are telling about you, and the story you believe about what they're telling about you, and then the story that you tell yourself. Oh, and that's your life. Look around at your life. That's your life. Your life is that story. See, people stress particular things within spirituality, but they don't tell you why they're stressing those things. I'm gonna tell you why. People stress being in nature. Why? Not just because they want you to be in nature. No, because you're getting outside of the story that you've been telling about yourself. You're getting outside the story that people have been telling about you. You're getting away from that, right? And in nature, there are no stories being told, but the stories of infinity, and those stories are quiet. Those stories don't need a like I'm doing. They don't need that. It's just, and that's what we're afraid of. Once we step outside of that story and we're in nature and we're in the silence, you hear that story even louder. So you must confront it. This is why I say quiet. Silence is too loud for some people. Yeah, silence is too loud for some people. Don't let it go over your head, because when you're in the silence, you must confront all of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you've been expressing within reality. And when you confront them, then you can see where you've misplaced your energy or perspective about yourself and others. Yeah. But it takes for you to step outside of that. No offense, but when you stop speaking, it feels quite nice. It's no offense, because that's the truth. Because I'm allowing you to settle with the energy. But sometimes I go off. So I'll put some more gaps in it so you can feel God. There you go. All right. So I get it. It's extremely important to go out into nature, okay? Because I told you, nature is not worried about the bills. The trees aren't worried about the car note. Yeah. The animals don't care who's president. They don't argue about that. Humans do that. Humans do that. Humans are telling particular stories within reality, and those stories hold specific energies. And those energies vibrate in a particular way that keep us locked into those stories. That's why I say step outside of the story. Thank you so much. No caller ID. I like that name. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you truly. Okay. Now, let's put these concepts in terms of creating your reality. Because if this is an imaginative happening, this reality, this life, me, if this is an imaginative happening of your higher self, then what you've been imagining about yourself is the life that you're experiencing. And what other people have told you what they think about you, and you said, oh, I guess I'm stupid. I guess I'm ugly. I'm guessing broke. I'm guessing this. You believed it, and it manifested for you. Here we go. Don't fret and don't be afraid, because every moment is the seed for a new moment. Okay. Yeah. Because if this is your imagination, imagine differently. Why don't you? But 95% of the time, us as human beings, we're so attached to negative outcomes, because see your beliefs. It's not that your belief system doesn't work. Are you ready? Yes, I upload all of these to YouTube, if that's what you're asking. Here we go. It's not that you don't have a good imagination. That's not the case. It's not that you don't believe. That's not the case either. It's just that you use your imagination for bad outcomes, and you damn sure believe that that bad outcome's going to happen. Can't you see where you see it, right? You really believe that the bad outcome's going to happen, but you barely believe that something positive is going to happen to you. You can't have no, that's not going to happen. You know, bad shit just happens to me. I believe it. So it's not that your imagination isn't powerful. It's not that your belief system isn't powerful. It's just that you're using it against yourself, and this is what we call karma. Okay? Let me say that again. It's not that your beliefs aren't powerful, yeah? It's not that you don't have a sense of belief or imagination. You have a great imagination. You have a beautiful belief, and it's powerful. You just use those things, yeah, 95% of the time to imagine negative outcomes, and then you believe that the negative outcome is going to occur. And what happens? It occurs. It's not just happening just because it's happening. It's happening because your belief is your belief will come true in the most literal way. Not that your beliefs aren't powerful. Yeah, indeed. This is what we call karma. God, you. Life, you. Consciousness, you. Soul, you. Using its power against itself and getting an infinite feedback loop of that energy. Hence the reason why you've been living the same day for if you're 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, some 60 years, 70 years, living the same day over and over and over, and never stepping outside of that box because your imagination won't allow you to. You imagine a bad outcome, and you're going to get that because you're that powerful. So you might be 45 years old and be living the same day for 45 years. You might have gotten a break off that timeline here and there, what you call a vacation. What you call a vacation. You got to break off that timeline here and there, but you've been living the same day over and over and over. And you've been in your own Truman Show. Yeah. And God has been looking in, that version of you, the highest version of you, looking in, waiting. When are they not going to lean on that human aspect of thinking about reality? When are they going to finally lean on me? One day, maybe. And some of us, other versions of yourself, like me, yeah, have figured it out, right? And are coming out here to say, hey, guys, there's something more than what meets the eye. There's something deeper than what your senses are conveying to you. There's a reality that you can connect with that can bring things forth for you while you're here. Yeah, while you're here for this short time. But more so in a way like a movie unfolds, my friends. We're not yet at the point where we're going to materialize an apple in our hands. Your belief system isn't powerful enough for that yet. You don't believe enough yet. You barely believe that you can create your reality. So how do you think you're going to just instantly manifest something in your hand? Not yet. You will, though, just like the dream realm. This is that realm in slow motion. This is that realm in slow motion. This realm is the dream realm in slow motion. You don't believe that, so you get that said belief. You get what you believe. If you don't believe that you're powerful, you will be locked into a powerlessness reality. Because you're that powerful. Do you see the reverse of it? Do you see the reverse of it? You're so powerful that when you say you're not powerful, you create a powerlessness experience. You're that powerful. So for once in your life, for once, For once in your life, can you perceive yourself as being the most powerful being in your reality? As opposed to being at the whim of what the senses are conveying to you, what your immediate circumstances are conveying to you, can you for once in your life? If you can simply realize that the reality that you're existing in right now came from your mind and came from what you believed about yourself, then you will even feel power in that, even in the moment of feeling powerless. Because you realize that your circumstances that project powerlessness to you came from the thoughts that you thought. Peace to you. MoonManT, when are we shifting into a reality similar to Star Trek now? It's already here. The structures of this matrix reality that are still in place, the buildings, the paper, the work, the step-by-step, that reality, yeah, that reality is playing peace, 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 Aurora, I love you in the now. Here we go. That reality is simply playing itself out, hence the reason why you have intuitive nudges that tell you we're already in another dimension. We're already in a new reality. You have these feelings that, see, your senses are saying that, no, but the matrix is still here. That's what I see. But what do you feel? See, we ignore what we feel. What is my extra senses telling me? My extra senses are telling me that my regular senses aren't conveying to me what's really out there. So you see me, but that's not what I am. See, I exist in a different dimension. I show up this way in this particular dimension because your senses are decoding me this way. I told you, your senses aren't telling you what's really there. It's only giving you an image of what's there. So this is the image of who you think I look like, but in another dimension, I'm pure energy and I'm vibrating. And similarly, other people in your life who may be negative or have bad energy, they're vibrating. The real them, if you saw their real form, that's why they say beauty is way more than skin deep, because I may look beautiful on the surface, but my energy, my spirit, yeah. If you saw me for who I was, if you saw me for my energy, would it be beautiful? Would it be flowing? Would it be bright? Would it be, or will my aura be big, right? I exist within the field of infinite possibilities. You exist within the field of infinite energy, infinite possibilities. As soon as we go to look at life, it freezes into time and space as the wall, as the bird, as me, as the tree, as the sun, as this particular universe. You are the reason for this reality. That reality is on the horizon of manifesting, where we are able to see others' auras. Indeed, a lot of us can already see that. I see a battle of light and dark within. It's within. I like the way you said within, because if you would have said, I see a battle of light and dark, I would have said, hey, that's within you. But you're smart enough to know, aren't you? You're brilliant. Here we go. Star Trek type reality. We're already there. We're already here. We are first contact, right? See, this is why they're bringing there other versions of ourselves. Every time I say they, I got to say other versions. These other versions of ourselves, they know that their game is over, that particular game they've been playing. Hence the reason why they don't care anymore. They're like, I'll give them everything. We're going to talk. We're going to tell them about extraterrestrials. We're going to let them know the money's, if we don't care, the money's inflated. When we're building a new system, the wars, they don't care. They're pulling out all the stops because it's over. They don't care. They're like, well, whatever. The galactic energy is back. God is back. It's like God never left. It's just, God never left what you call God. The perception of God was wiped out in human beings. God never leaves. God is always here. It's the perception, because this, I told you, it's the senses, man. It's the senses. You have to speak to your senses. What do I mean by that? When you're observing, say, hey, look, the reason why things are the way that they are, the reason why I can see things the way that I do is because of my senses, but they're not telling me the truth. There's things that exist in between me and the tree, in between me and the car, in between me and you. There are other dimensions that exist there that affect me, this version of me, that converse with me, that try to coerce me to do particular things, that speak to me, but it sounds like me in my head because it's my voice. But there are different energies that are all around me, different dimensions. They all exist in the same space in different vibrations. Like the live, share the live, give gifts only if you feel called to. I just ordered, here we go. I just ordered more copies of my second book, Magic Music Triumph, but I also ordered copies of my first book. I never talk about my first book, but I ordered copies of my first book, which is entitled The Diary of MoonManT, God Within. That's my first book. I wrote that when I was 22. Yeah, it was a very long time ago. I'm 34 Earth years old, so, but I was still in the now, so it's a brilliant book. So that's my first book, The Diary of MoonManT, God Within, and then my second book, Magic Music Triumph. It feels so good to even say. I'm so grateful. Grateful, grateful. So if you want one of those books, please hit me in the inbox and it will be signed, sealed, and delivered to you. I love and appreciate you. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. We are not building a new system. We lead, but systems are not created for us. It came from Savage. You keep thinking objectively. You're thinking out there. You are, see, you ready? Oh, okay, cool. Okay. if your true identity is consciousness, if your true identity of who you really are is God, then how could you say that someone else created anything else? Who is the other? Who is the other? Exactly. This is my point. My point is that when I say they, I mean lower vibratory versions of ourselves. See, we, especially in our community, like the Black community, like the white man, the white man, the white. It's like, okay, I get it. I know that in this particular realm, that what we call white people in this particular incarnation have done some crazy shit, which is understood. I get that, right? But they are still versions of us, right? They still exist within consciousness. You always have to look at from the skybox view. You have to. If you keep coming here, you keep coming to this realm, looking at bodies and looking at skin and looking at you're missing the point, right? You're missing the point. The point is to look in on it as the one and bring back all of your creations beyond being a body, being the consciousness which created all of it. Okay, so all of that was just a game. We got to get over it. Got to get over it. And if anyone within this realm has done things within this realm, yeah, they're gonna get theirs. Energy returns. You don't have to worry about that. It's not your job to worry about that. It's not your job to worry about who's gonna get theirs. They're gonna get theirs regardless. It's a universal law. It's a law. We want to be the ones to do it. We want to be the ones to land the blow. We want to be the ones to land the blow to those who landed the blow to us. And that's our biggest problem. There's a version of you that is all of it, that's going to do what it has to do. So you don't have to worry about that. What you need to worry about is healing yourself, healing your own traumas and wounds and all that good stuff that you experience within this reality, so that you could be a better human being in this reality and project. Yeah. Our planet needs to be free now. Systems, I'm also here to be the new leader. So then be that. Be that. Be that. Those systems are in place and you interact with those systems, don't you? Those systems are in place and you're telling me that those systems need to be eradicated and you interact with those systems. And how do you interact with them? Do you interact with them from the above view, or do you interact with them and be frustrated and mad at them? We say that we want new systems, and yes, it's inevitable for us to interact with them, but how are you interacting with them? Are you interacting with them with them as the neutral observer? Are you interacting with money as the neutral observer, or does when the bill come up, you feel it in your gut and you feel fearful and mad, right? Right? When you go to work, do you go to work with the energy of God, or do you go to work with the energy of the human and get mad? Are you on your square? And remembering, this is how you collapse the system. As you are in it, you're already in it. We're all in it. We still exchange money for goods. We're still doing these things. We're still experiencing reality. But it's how you experience it and the energy in which you experience it with, right? The energy that you experience it with is how you collapse the system. But you're still going to experience it. So be that. You're projecting. Peace to you. I wish peace to you because clearly you have this undying desire to express that you are this and that. Just be it. Just be it. Is that something telling me not to eat anymore? Yes, of course it is. Why wouldn't it? It's going to tell you that it doesn't want matter, right? It doesn't want matter. Listen to me. The body doesn't want to put matter in it anymore. It's too heavy. The foods, especially the chemicals, all of that stuff, we don't need it anymore in all reality, right? We want sun. We want natural energy. We eat for energy, supposedly, but all of this that we're eating is dead matter in a way, right? It has energy signatures, but the energy that's coming from it is not the same energy that would come from fruit, right? But our body doesn't want those things anymore. You're eating crackers. What energy signature does a cracker have? If they showed the energy signature of a Dorito, you'd be like, whoa, that's not giving me anything. But you eat it to fill this void that you have within your reality because you're anxious, right? So our bodies are pushing more towards nothing. It doesn't need anything. It really needs you to stop doing that. Why? Because if you're 30, you've been eating for 30 years. Some of you have never fasted. And you've been eating for 30 years. And the body has never gotten a break. The body's like, I'll shut down on you right now if you don't give me a break. And then it turns into disease. It turns into all these things, right? I'll see you later. I'm blocking you. Goodbye. See you. I feel your energy coming through the screen. You have this undying need to express yourself. Do it somewhere else. Can I donate on PayPal so you get the full amount, brother? Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Just inbox me and I'll give you my my PayPal. I let people come up here. You can talk. You can say, but your all caps. Okay. Y'all ready? The person behind the screen not the person that you're seeing that you're reading. The person behind the screen is doing that, as opposed to being and just being it. Just be it. Just be it if you're that. Peace to you. Why are we eating 3 meals a day? Body does not need it. Body does not need any of that. Body, she's gone. I blocked her. She's out of here. I know people want to express themselves, but sometimes you have this anger underneath your words. The words are symbolic, but the energy that lives underneath them is what we can feel. It's not what you say. You can say, I love you. And if you don't have the energy of I love you infused in what you're saying, then I know you're lying. If you're telling me, yo, I'll be back, bro, you're not coming back. I felt that you're just leaving. You're not coming back. Just say you're not coming back. Because the energy of I'm coming back isn't real. You're leaving. You're not coming back. It's energy. And you can't hide from me because I'm you. Yeah, we're not supposed to be eating 3 meals a day and then a snack in between and then some gummy bears. And what the fuck are you doing? The body is already conversing with, see, this is what I'm talking about, us existing around particular spirits and energies, right? Because those energies influence us, right? And there are particular spirits within reality that feed on your pain and your pleasure. See, they give you pleasure, and then after you have the pleasurable feeling, the pain comes right after that, and they feed on both. Listen to what I'm telling you. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Give gifts if you feel called to. If you wish to donate, this is how I make my living. This is how I do my thing. So if you do wish to donate, you can hit the Cash App. But here we go. Listen to me. There are spirits, entities that don't have bodies. We are spirits and entities, but we have bodies. Listen to me. There are spirits and entities that don't have bodies. We are spirits and entities. We just have bodies. But there are spirits and entities that feed on your pleasure, your fleeting pleasures. And then once that fleeting pleasure is done and you start feeling the pain from the pleasure, they feed on that too. All of these lectures will be on YouTube. So if you missed something, you can rewind it. All of these lectures will be on YouTube. Here we go. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. You ready? We have to begin to abstain from particular things as much as we can. The voice that's see, you'll sit in the moment. You will not be hungry. You're not hungry. You're not hungry. You'll sit in the moment. You won't be hungry, but you'll hear a voice say, go get the chips. What voice is that? You just associate it as you. It's not you. It's another version of you. It's not the you that doesn't want to eat. It's a version of you, a spirit that feeds on you eating. You're not even hungry, but what's telling you to get, like, we're going, autopilot, pulling you, autopilot, you're me, so I know you do it. It's me I'm talking to here. So you get up, you're pulled, you're cooking. Why am I doing this? I don't even know why. I'm not even hungry. Autopilot, robot, programming. Yeah. You're starting to get it, aren't you? It's starting to dawn on you. There are spirits, entities, energies, consciousnesses, energies that pull you to go to the kitchen. You're not even hungry. Let me just get the joint real quick. Boop, 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 make the sandwich. Boop, boop, boop. Come sit down. Turn on Netflix. Distract myself from the fact that I'm not even hungry eating. I'm just going to put it on. You even hum a little bit. Whoa. Yeah. Then you eat it. I'm done. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. And it's as if you don't even remember eating it. Damn, I ate that quick. Damn, I ate the whole bag of chips too. Damn. Okay. So if you don't even remember eating it, who was eating it? If you turn Netflix on, grab the bag of chips, why are you doing that? You're doing that because that entity, that spirit, wants you to be distracted from the fact that it's trying to get fed from your pleasures, huh? And it's got you watching Netflix and there's no more chips. Where'd all the chips go? Well, you were eating them. Don't you remember? Or were you possessed? Whatever. Maybe I'm just chatting. Just like that damn Cinnamon Swirl last night. I was there too. That's why I'm able to say it to you. I don't speak from I'm higher than you. I speak from I'm you because I know you because you're me. We are if you don't believe that we're connected spiritually, but let's just stick to the human part of it. Yeah, we're the same species. So we're going, I love you too, dearly. Thank you guys. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. We're the same species. So if we're the same species, then that means that we're going through the same thing. If we don't speak up about it, then we think we're just going through it alone. And we're bred and taught not to speak up about it. We're taught to just go through it. But no, I'm going to break that. We're going to break that and actually talk about it. You know what? Because we're the same species. And if we're the same species, that means that we're going through the same thing. And the pizza calls me and all this. Look at these things as spirits. Look at the pizza as a spirit. It exists as the pizza form here, but it exists as something else in another dimension. Everything that we see exists as another form in another dimension. The way that it's showing up is the way that it's showing up, but it's not conducive to this particular body. It's a spirit, some different spirit. I don't know about that one. I don't want to put that in me. Now the fruits and the veggies, and we're like, ooh, look, ooh, wow, bright and colored. Wow. There's a spirit about that strawberry and apple. There's something living. Okay? Now, think of life in terms of that when you're living your life. Yeah? When something calls for you, that's a particular spirit calling for you. The Twinkie. No, you don't need, it's not doing anything for the vessel. We have to start thinking holistically. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because all of this has a direct effect on how you're manifesting reality. Okay? Because if most of your energy, right, If most of your energy is going to digestion, most of your energy throughout the day is used to digest the bullshit that you ate yesterday. That same energy could have been used in imagination or in action that you could have taken to manifest the reality that you desire in whatever ways that it shows up for you. Thank you so much for the gifts. I love and appreciate you truly. I really, really do. You ready? Here we go. So now, here's the trick though, and here's the game of it all. It's your game. It's your game. No victims, no victimizers. You wanted to play this game. Here we go. Once you uncover it, like I'm uncovering it now and exposing it to you, I'm uncovering those particular spirits. Yeah. Now that I've uncovered them, it's just like a game. They're here now. It's like you called their name. Now it's going to test you. Me too. I'm going to be tested today because I invoked that. Now I put them on notice. Hey, I know that there's these spirits that come and they feed me these thoughts and inceptions in my brain to eat a particular thing or do a particular thing or act on a particular impulse. Yeah, I'm aware of you now. Oh, you're aware of me? Bet. Let me see. Let me see how aware you are when I give you this. I can rock you to sleep. This is how they talk to you. I'll rock you to sleep anytime I want. This is how they think of you. These other spirits. I'll put you right on autopilot. How you eating them Doritos? You think you're powerful? He think he powerful. Let's see. It's a game, y'all. Like you some type of baby, no funny shit. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And especially, here we go. I'm giving y'all the game. Like the live, share the live, y'all. Here we go. And everything holds particular energies. Yeah, now talking shit in your face, right in your face, right in your face. You think you, and it goes the same thing with sexual desires, masturbation, and all of that. It's all spirits and energies. I bet you I have you doing it. I bet you gonna do it. Wow. Threatening me. Okay, now here we go. You ready? Everything holds energy. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. Everything holds energy. The worms, yes, the parasites. We're gonna talk about that too. Right? Especially our beds. Our homes as well. But especially our beds. Yeah? You ever catch yourself while you're just laying in bed? It's usually while you're just laying in bed where these desires come about, because we sleep with people in these beds, right? So you have intercourse in your beds, right? You also sleep in your beds. There's a reason why sometimes you don't even want to get out of the bed, because the energy of the bed is keeping you magnetically latched to the bed. That's why sometimes you just got to jump up and get out, because if you don't jump up and get out of the bed, you'll be in bed all day, because there's an energy in the bed, the energy of sleep, the dream realm. All the energy of the dream realm, all that is, everything is energy. This is where you sleep, right? This is where you make love. So all of that energy is there. So when you're in that bed, it'll it'll pull you to stay in the bed. It'll pull you to masturbate. It's energy, right? It's heavy, I know, but everything holds and carries a particular type of energy. That's why when you wake up, when you rise in the morning, you gotta rise, right? If you're tired, get a little bit more rest, but it's gonna pull you to keep you there. So you just gotta get up and go. Let me get up. Huh? I'm talking about get up, not get up and lay there, because when you get up and lay there, then now the other energy is going to pull you. What's the other energy? Your phone. You see where I'm going here? Everything in the outer world has a particular energy that pulls you to interact with it. It's like its own beings. Like the phone is its own being, and it calls you. Yo, got an email. Yo. Even if you don't got a notification, it calls you. You don't have to have a notification. It's still going to be like, pick me up and look through me. Now, like you a little kid. Like you're a baby. Are you a baby? No, you're a god. But you're being pulled by all of this shit. I'm a Virgo. Sun. August 28th. Like a baby, right? So you have to take back your energy. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. If you feel pulled to donate, you can donate. This is how it keeps me able to continue to speak to the collective on these live streams. But if you can like the live, share the live, and give gifts if you feel called to, let's go. You have spent your life. See, everything within reality is neutral. It holds the energy that you give it, right? Yeah. If you've never eaten a Dorito in your life, you're not going to crave a Dorito. I don't know what that is, but you've given it energy and you've eaten it, you've ingested it, you've tasted it, you know already. Now it's a knowing. Now it's something that is programmed in you. Oh, if you had no frame of reference for it, you wouldn't care, right? But you've given your energy to it. This is what we call taking your power back, calling your energy back to yourself. And all you have to do is call it back to yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Huh? Yeah. Call your energy back. Let's do it right now. I'm going to do it with you right now. I call my energy back to myself from anywhere that I've spent it. I don't care where it was. I call my energy back from any place, space, time, or dimension that I've spent my energy. I call it back to me here in the now to be used in ways that will benefit me and the collective of humanity. Now we're here transmuting now, so that means that everything that we do, every action that we take affects the entirety of reality, period, full stop. So what I eat, what I do is affecting reality. How I interact with my job, how I interact with money, how I interact with the other human beings that don't get it affects reality. I am transmuting that energy for humanity, and you are too. Do you remember? If you remember, then you'll be good. If you don't, then you'll fall back into unconsciousness and do whatever the fucking programming is going to tell you to do. But it's harder to stay conscious and on your square as opposed to falling back into the unconscious and doing whatever it is that you usually do. The cookie. Fuck you. Gossip. Thank you so much, Eli. I love you. For every time, space, and dimension, whether given or taken on purpose or accident. Ooh, whether taken on purpose or accident, subconscious or consciously, I call back all of my energy from any being, any angel. Yeah, I love you too, but still, any angel, I don't care. I don't care who you are. Yeah, I don't care who you are. I call my energy back from every place, corner, space, and time and dimension, universe, multiverse, any being that I have given it to, willingly or unwillingly. I call it back in the now to be used, for my personal incarnation and for the greater humanity, universe, and all of existence in the now. He said, now it's telling me to do DoorDash and waste my gas driving around for $1 billion company. Granted, let me tell you something. Everything in this reality is not always that. You got to see what's that. See, there are logical reasons why we do particular things within this reality, especially since we interact with this money, since we interact with this reality for money. Okay? So if you feel like DoorDash is something that you need to do to gain some money, then I would go do that because there's a reason for that. Especially in this realm, we still exchange money for goods. Although energy is the new currency, but money's energy too. If you love MoonManT, you love yourself. You see something within him that resides in you. Indeed, that's why I left 2 years ago and traveling through Asia, and that's my next step is traveling the world. I did it last year, but I tore my Achilles, so I had to sit down for a little while. Might be for feeding God's people, indeed, or feeding those parasites. Oh my God, it's an illusion. I love it though. I love it. What's the best way to protect your energy? Awareness. Oh my God, throughout my particular journey, okay? See, there are unseen forces, so imagination matters, okay? Let me explain something to you. Imagination matters. Now we're about to go back and we're going to start talking about the dream realm now and this realm and how they're one. Here we go. Imagination matters. So this reality is the imagination of your highest self. Okay, so in this reality, you have the same imaginative powers. So if you can imagine yourself being in a bubble of light, if you can imagine yourself imagine yourself being protected. Imagine while you're walking down the street, you have a fleet of lions or a fleet, what I don't care. When you imagine it, you literally feel it. I'm going to say that again. I'm talking about literally, not figuratively. Not figuratively. When you imagine something, you feel it, don't you? Yeah. Imagining yourself jumping off of something. You imagine it, you body. Your body can't distinguish whether or not you're actually experiencing something or your mind's experiencing it. Let me say that again for you. When you imagine something in your mind, your body can't distinguish whether or not you're actually doing it or you're just imagining it. So your imagination matters. Okay. Again, now let me here we go. This has been studied. Okay. Your mind can't tell whether you're talking to someone else or you're talking to yourself. I'm going to say that one more time, and I'm going to say it a different way this time. Are you ready? Your mind can't distinguish whether you're talking shit about yourself or you're talking shit about someone else. Your mind can't distinguish the difference. It's not designed to. There is no other. There is no other. Okay. Let that sit with you. Okay, now protecting yourself, imagination matters. So imagining you have a bright bubble around, I don't care what you want to imagine, it's imagination. You can imagine you have a starship flying with you as you walk. That energy of that feeling will protect your aura, will protect you. Okay, now if you're talking about actually engaging with other versions of yourself, human being wise, if you reprogram yourself, would that open up another reality? If you reprogram yourself, you're literally putting yourself in another potential reality. Literally, you're creating a new reality for yourself out of the infinite potentials of what could be. You are already in a particular reality. You're pretty much not stuck in it, momentarily stuck in it through perception. Since you perceive it to be that way, it is that way for you. But once you begin to perceive a different way, you begin to move yourself into a new reality without having to ever take a step. How do you train your subconscious mind? Everything that you do consciously is being programmed by the subconscious mind. Yeah, the mind the mind that is on record, so to speak. So everything that you see, this is why we talk about things being ingrained in you subconsciously, like the act of getting up and just going to get the food when you're not even hungry. Subconsciously, you're just drawn and pulled because on a conscious level, you would do these things, right? That's why they say conscious breathing, because when you consciously breathe, you're creating a new subconscious habit. You're forming new habits, right? So it's training yourself or retraining yourself to have new subconscious belief systems so that you can do it consciously without even trying, right? Okay, you ready? There was a moment in time where you didn't know how to drive a car. So you had to consciously like focus, and you had to, you see where I'm going here? You already know where I'm going here. When you were driving the car and you first started, I had no idea. I don't know what, I got to consciously focus now. You're an adept to it. You're a pro. Now you just subconsciously do it. You floating off in your mind and you just driving. It's subconscious. You don't even have to consciously be doing it. You're just doing it. And then you find out, oh shit, I've been driving this whole time. Is it dawning on you? Okay, it's the same thing with everything else. With reality, with life. You have to program yourself with a new program. This whole thing is about programming. What I'm doing right now is programming you. It's just a feel-good program because I have good intentions, and yet it's still a program. Right? Still a program. We are beings that are built on particular programs, conscious and subconscious. Now, I'm speaking to your conscious mind, and your subconscious mind is recording it. Okay, this is why we listen to hypnotic suggestions. This is why we listen to I am music, and we listen to affirmations, because even as we sleep, the affirmations are going into our subconscious mind and they're moving out all of those self-doubt feelings. That's why we do affirmations, because we have subconscious ingrained belief systems that say we ain't shit, right? Subconsciously. I ain't nothing, I'm broken, I'll never have money. That's a subconscious belief that's running over and over, and you believe it with depth because it's deeply ingrained in your subconscious, and more than likely now in your DNA. And then you pass it on through generations. It's really interesting, right? Like the live, share the live, give gifts if you feel called to. If this lecture has hit you anywhere in your heart, mind, or soul, and you wish to donate, you can donate to the Cash App right now. I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you, and more thank yous. Also, yes, there are people who wanted the what do you call it? I gotta look at that when I'm done. What advice do you have to someone who is just awakening? Ground the information, okay? When your DNA is encoded with particular belief systems and you're introduced to new belief systems, it's hard to integrate it, okay? Because again, it goes back to the subconscious. You subconsciously believe things about yourself in reality, okay? So like I'm speaking to you. Thank you, Eli. I love you dearly. Like I'm speaking to you right now. I am speaking to your subconscious mind. Okay, cool, great, granted. But when you leave here, you have to ground that information. What does that look like? It looks like contemplation, not death scrolling again. You keep scrolling after you'll get some type of information and then you'll overload your senses with more information. Thank you, Eli. I love you. You'll overload your senses with more information. When you get a download, like this is a download to you, when you get info, you read a book, you got to sit with the book. You can't just keep getting more and more information. It's not going to work that way because you're overloading your senses. And in the overloading of your senses, you get what we call spiritual psychosis, right? Where you just don't know you can't make sense or heads or tails of anything. You're just like, this is all fucking crazy. Yeah, it is. But if you ground this knowledge, okay, I'm aware of this. Great. Okay. I take from that what I will, and I won't attach myself to it. Boom. I learned. Next. And I grounded it. Yeah, grounded it. Boom. Next. Oh, this information. Oh, this is different from this. It kind of has the same undertones, but this is a different type of information in this. Let me study this. Okay. Now I study this. I integrate it. I contemplate it. I meditate on it. Okay, cool. I take what I will from it and keep it moving. Within reality, yeah, thank you so much. Within reality, we tend to attach to particular modes of expression, whether it be how we express ourselves to people, how we interact with belief systems. That's the biggest thing. People are attached to their belief systems, and anything outside of that, they either call it demonic or whatever they call it. But it all exists within infinity. It all exists within consciousness. So we need to learn from everything, right? But take your time if you're newly awakened. Take your time. It's going to be overwhelming because it's going to challenge everything that you know about reality. Yeah. So take your time. That's the best. Also meditating, contemplating. Contemplating is the greatest. Like meditation is right there. Like meditation is probably higher than contemplation, but contemplation is amazing. What is contemplation? Simply sitting with yourself and allowing the thoughts to flow. Eventually the fog of the mind chatter of your everyday life that's always flowing will subside, and then like a freaking